Well, hey guys, welcome to Anthony'sLeadershipBlog.com. And as you can see from behind me today, I'm coming to you live from Rome, Italy. Yes, live from Rome, Italy. And as you can see, we've kind of traveled from north to south. We've talked in Florence, we've talked in Siena, we've talked in other parts of the world as well. But today, again, we're talking a little bit about the rise and fall of Rome in particular. So you can see behind me the Colosseum, which is just really enormous. But today, during Anthony's Leadership Blog, I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask a very important person. And this very important person happens to be my brother. Those of you guys that follow my blog and have for some time have always asked, hey Anthony, when are you going to have your brother on? You know, my brother lives in London, England, and again, he's actually just a stone's throw away from the Queen. So you're going to be able to meet him in person today. But again, I appreciate you joining Anthony'sLeadershipBlog.com, the Martinez Minute, and again, everything rises and falls on leadership. So we're going to ask my brother a couple of questions. So hey, come on with me as we kind of introduce him to the world of video blogs today. So this is my brother, Don Martinez. Again, and as you know, he's the younger of three siblings. So it's myself, my sister, and my brother. I, of course, am the better looking. Just to let you know. So today, Don, thank you for joining us with Anthony's LeadershipBlog.com. And as you can see around us today, well, we have just an incredible environment. And as you can see, many years ago, we've had an opportunity just to understand that there was a rise of Rome, but then there was a fall, and behind those walls, a lot of death and destruction. Would you think that there's a lot of toxicity within workplaces? Do you think? What's your idea about that?
I mean, I think there can be if there's not a couple things. For me, there has to be an environment where they've got a challenge, and they feel like they can grow.
Yeah.
But there also has to be, for me, there has to be respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with that, with respect, and an environment where they can grow and be challenged.
That's right.
I think that people can thrive.
I like it. And so growth and respect and challenges. So let's kind of dive into that. And as I have my production crew and behind the scenes, there are multitudes of people filming us today, and people from around the world that are looking at us. But Don brought up a couple of things, and I think the respect. So if you look behind the walls, a few thousand years ago, there was a lot of games, and those games consisted of a lot of death and destruction. So would you think that there was a lot of respect behind those walls? Do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of the things that they had going on back there was about entertaining the masses as the result of an individual. Yeah, the gladiators and the other things that they did there.
Yeah, and I think you're right. So when you deep dive into that, organizations today, I think, have gladiators in them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're paid to be gladiators. And some of those gladiators we would call as leaders. I think those of you guys that are following me, even though I think you realize that what Don said earlier about the respect and the challenge, but I think there's gladiators. So you as a leader, are you a gladiator? And you know what they do. And, behind the walls, I think you've seen them before and heard of them, and you watch the movies as well. But Don brought up another point. So you as a leader, do you demand respect, and do you give respect? So my question to Don today, which is first, should you demand respect as the leader, or should you first respect others, then in turn they will respect you? What are your thoughts on the respect aspect of that?
Yeah, no, I mean, you definitely, for me, it's about giving respect to them first, but also keeping people to account.
Oh,
and also giving people the challenge so that they can actually have a great result.
That's right. And I think you're right. And I think the challenging people with again, giving them the respect. And so I believe you're right. I think as we give respect, we in turn will then garner respect from other people as well, and not really be a gladiator as they did thousands of years ago here in Rome. So let me ask you again a final question about the challenge. So we talked a little bit about the respect and all that in the environment. So the challenges that happen behind, and Kim, if you could, as my production crew can see, I mean, there's the forum on this side, and then we have and a lot of things went on over there. Again, a lot of judgments, and just a lot of people were involved with that. But then here in the Colosseum, there was a lot of challenges. There was a lot of games involved. So this is a twofold question because we see it all the time. I think leaders sometimes should, in my opinion, give challenges, you mentioned. But do you think a lot of our leaders today give challenges that are not even going to, I mean, there is no opportunity for success in that? Or is it a lose-lose? Or do you see our environment that leaders are really given win-win challenges? What are your thoughts on the challenges that we give as leaders to our employees?
Yeah, I think it does depend on the individual and the leader. If you can give something to someone that you know that they can grow from, but that they can also deliver it, and that it's achievable.
That's right.
But that it can be stretched. It's something where I think people want that. They want that ability to be able to do something, but then show something as a result at the end. It's something successful.
That was, and right on. And I think that's the big deal. You know, I think we have to believe in other people. You believe in me. You believe in those that work for you across the world, really. And again, giving them really doable challenges, but also the stretch challenges. So then, once they accomplish their goal, then hey, there's a stretch goal behind that. And I think many of you guys that are listening to us today, again, across the world, is that one of the things that Don said, and I want you to take away, because I think that was key, is that as we challenge our people, you know, again, there's always an end in mind, but also again, there's also that stretch goal. And a lot of us, you know what, we're happy at the end of the day with just doing what we did, and clocking in and clocking out and going home. A lot of folks behind that wall never went home. You know, a lot of folks were challenged beyond their abilities, challenged beyond their capacity. And so I think as leaders, as Don and I sit here today, and it's a beautiful day in Rome, Italy today, and our production crew, we've been kind of touring them around a little bit as well, feeding them and giving them a lot of vino. So if they're shaking a little bit, I apologize. But again, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership in Rome wasn't built in a day. And that came directly from Kelly King. So Kelly King, if you're out there, that came directly from you. Rome wasn't built in a day. And so neither are relationships, neither are organizations. So my challenge for us today, I think the big takeaway is the two that Don had mentioned. Respect your employees, respect them, but also challenge them to the point, though, that they're not gonna, it's not a lose-lose situation, that there's a win-win situation, and then ultimately stretch them again, because there's nothing that they won't do for you if you demand respect. And again, at the end of the day, man, there's nothing I won't do for Don. Hey, he's my brother, but hey, I'd take a bullet, and if I was to be in there, I'd take a spear for him as well. But again, hey, Don, thank you for joining Anthony'sLeadershipBlog.com. Again, man, we love you. And again, thanks to all the crew that have been traveling with us throughout the kind of the north to south of Italy, and we got more to come from Naples and some other fine areas as well. Hey guys, thank you again for joining Anthony'sLeadershipBlog.com. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top. See you soon.